He's incredible, and he was my number one quarterback for quite some time now. I've said it for a while. If you're going to take a quarterback, for me personally, it's either Bryce or C.J. Stroud. That was before the Panthers traded up, so that likelihood of getting either of those guys is slim to none. Bryce Young, to me, though, besides his height and weight, like if he was 6'3", there is no debate he's the number one overall pick, but there's questions, right? He's 5'10 and a half. He's about $195. Even though he looked a little heavier at his pro day, everything we thought about Bryce Young in terms of playing the quarterback position, all that stuff was just reassured. I mean, he threw 50 passes, completed 44 of them. I believe the only couple he dropped were drops by who he was throwing to. Brad Holmes was there. Obviously, I don't think to just watch Bryce. There was Will Anderson. There was a couple of Alabama players. But there was a lot of scouts there, including the Panthers, checking out Bryce Young. And Steve Smith was also there, former Panther. And he had nothing but great things to say about Bryce Young. And the things he highlighted is, I think, a very common thing that people think about Bryce Young. For example, he said timing, accuracy, processing, mobility. Those four things, I think, perfectly summarize what Bryce Young brings to the table. Right, with CJ's, he's your prototypical pocket passer. We talk about him making the most NFL throws. Bryce Young, with his mobility, throwing on the run, his accuracy, in his career at Alabama, he's got like 80 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, extremely accurate. Even in a year where, you lose Jameson, you lose John Mechie, and you lose some of those receivers that, helped them go to the Natty the previous year, he still comes out and plays extremely well. So I didn't really learn anything new about Bryce. He was, I think he's the best quarterback in the draft. I still believe he's the best quarterback in the draft. But you got to be realistic here. If you're the Panthers and you're taking a quarterback number one overall, there has never been a quarterback taken that's Bryce Young's height and weight. You can say Kyler Murray, but Kyler Murray was 210, 215 when he came out. Bryce Young's about $195. He looked a little bigger, but still, even if he's 200 pounds, 5'10 and a half, it's never been a quarterback taken at that size. So I just don't think it will happen. But when I watched the pro day, I went back and watched every throw. I didn't learn anything new. The kid's a stud. And in my opinion, if you're talking over him or C.J. Stroud, I'm going for Bryce Young.